Is your mic's really low? Did you drop your mic?
I'm gonna make sure.
You got it somewhere else?
Yeah, you know what? I know why.
That's good to me.
I'm gonna reset this.
Yeah, you guys sound good. Like Caleb sounds good. Steve sounds great.
Bam. And let me know. How about that?
That's better.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm told to speak up sometimes, so has to shift, right? Has to shift.
Speak up, son.
Speak up.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm uncaffeinated, so we're gonna power through this morning. Mike, good to see you. Andreas, good to see you with the chin diaper on. Chuck, someday I hope to see your face again, not just your profile picture. Neil and Steve, always a pleasure. Well, this morning I got some cool things to share with you. I've been testing out some different Facebook ads and been having sales calls as a result of it. And you can literally launch these campaigns in like 5 minutes. So
and closing sales, Caleb. Don't forget closing sales.
Well, I got a few fish on the line. I'm trying to bring them in the boat, right?
There you go.
So we're going to talk about that today, but before we do, chatting with our friend Brandon Guthrie last Friday, he has this on his mastermind call. He had this cool little exercise. It was give and then get, and the idea is share your best little tidbit of wisdom or a little hack or something you've learned, and then ask for help. So what? Like I said, I feel like I'm having a stroke. I have no caffeine in my blood right now. So
jumping jacks really quick. Do 10 jumping jacks.
Yeah.
Wait, get that blood pumping.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
I got one. Are we ready to give?
Yeah. Drop some value, Andreas. What's something that's going to help move the needle in our life and our business?
When you said that, I'm like, all right, I'm just searching what recent right now. So we've heard it before. We're all know Proverbs, I'm sure, because I believe you guys are very wise. And so, even a fool can seem wise with his mouth shut. So that has also proven to be really good for patience, which is a fruit of the spirit, right? And right now I have my in-laws staying with me, and just like old folks, and actually I'm loving them being with me, first of all, but just like old folks, like they'll just like nitpick and be nagging and stuff, and I'm just like quiet. I'm very selective on what I say, and I try to speak life. So that's helped me with my patience, and so that's my giving for today.
Nice.
Thank you.
Good
Don't
share.
talk. Yes. Thank you for putting your mask on. I feel safer now. That's awesome. All right, Chuck, what's a little bit of wisdom that you've learned this last week, or tip, trick, hack, something that we can implement?
Wow. Excuse me. First of all, that was a great one, Andres. This really puts me on the spot. I think being grateful and just being grateful and easy mannerisms to just individuals, whether it's somebody that reached out to you for help for business, somebody held the door open for you. Hey, thank you. Those little things, I believe, goes a long way, at least for me. And if you see somebody that is like not quite right, that you've hung out with before, that they're, maybe need a little lift up. Maybe it's caffeine, maybe it's not. I don't know. Reach out to that individual and make sure they're all right.
That's good. See something, say something.
Yes. It's very easy.
I love that. Thank you. Mr. Neil, share with us some wisdom.
Well, having a positive mental attitude as well as a friendly persona. You know, like they say, if you're trying to catch bees, don't try vinegar. You know, there's more bees you can get with honey or even sugar. So those are kind of my two fallback positions is, you know, be kind and be grateful, like Chuck said, and just continue on with hope for our future.
It's good. Yeah.
Yep.
Kindness goes a long way.
Yep.
In business, sales,
Also-
life.
Also, fruit of the spirit, kindness.
That's
Yep.
right.
Absolutely.
Come
It's
on.
an important one.
I love
This is-
checking that list.
Life coach, level up, face crusher. Steve.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the best, okay, it's always that like your own medicine is the best thing. I've had to remind myself about giving into paralysis from analysis, you know, and you mentioned our good friend Brandon Guthrie. Another thing that we developed, you know, had developed good, better, best system, you know, in building the agency. But then there's a time when he mentioned he's all, we got to add sloppy, messy, imperfect action. You know,
Yeah.
just go, just try it out, you know, and that worked. So I had to remind myself of that. Just and also that coupled with just believing in, well, believing in the vision that was given to me, that I believe God gave to me, right?
Wow.
But just believing in it and just going, taking the steps. So having confidence, you know, to me it translated to having like confidence and you know, faith being
Oof.
commitment, you know, even being committed to the very first step. So that's my tidbit that I've had to embrace and remind myself. So thanks for this opportunity.
Those are knowledge, bro. Those are some bombs right there, bro. You said some key words, vision and faith. They're aligned. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
That's something that God's been speaking to me. So
Good. Well, there you go. Confirmation, baby. Confirmation.
Mike just got back from an amazing conference. I wasn't able to go.
Oh, yeah.
So I know God's been talking to him and he's been getting all kinds of wisdom. So share a slice.
Ooh, yeah.
Come
No,
Come on, baby.
from the top, man. I mean, here's what came down was vulnerability. There's too many times people are pulling back, right? And when you can't be vulnerable, it's going to be the same reaction on the other side. So if we're not vulnerable on every sense, when we're taking stuff into account, we're putting in time to our copy, we're putting in time on our sales, whatever we're needing. It was like this. It got dropped on me like sending value doesn't mean just going here's what I think is going to be good for you. It's about knowing where they're at, right? Who are they and what's happening in their life, knowing them, knowing your audience. It's like the comedian who jumps on if you guys are familiar with Dry Bar, that's like in Utah, right? You're talking to Mormons, right? A lot of them are showing up, they're like ready to have some fun, listen. But you go up there as the comedian, you start telling jokes that are demeaning to Mormonism lifestyle, or it just shuts things down according to how they live. All of a sudden, that audience, you're not making them laugh. You're getting deeper and insulting, frustrating, and the next thing you know, you're done, right? Your comedy act is over. So the key is knowing your audience, huge in that sense, getting familiar, and then putting this into action where you're sending something of value. You're not doing it with this the drop was knots. Okay, so you're not putting in just this quick tip, not just you're not just doing some insightful video, you're not just an update, right? It is something of value that's going to be relevant, hit the heart, bring some emotion, draw them in, and say, hey, look, this is why. They don't know the why, they don't comply, right? And so that's a big one that came from me.
They don't
I
know the
just
why.
get-
I like that.
I like that. Yeah, it's a
It's
good.
good. It's good
Yeah.
stuff. So hopefully that helps you guys.
That is
Absolutely.
good. Thank
Good.
you. All right. Um, my little bit of value. I've been really, as an entrepreneur, as someone who's driven, as we all are, like we're always grinding, just thinking like the mind's always going, right? And it's always a battle between like balancing, life, family, making time for recreation, kids, and moving things forward. And so last night I went shooting with my dad. They're in town, and there's something so therapeutic about emptying a clip very rapidly on a paper target. And when we were driving back, I'm like, Dad, I don't.
Ready?
It's okay. No, it's okay. I'm like, I don't feel any anxiety. I feel just totally at peace. So obviously, shooting's not for everybody, but as you're take purposeful time to do something that is like completely separate from business, like step away from the computer, um, whatever it is to you, right? So having that purposeful recreation time, that requires focus, but it's completely separate from anything business or computer related, is going to give you a lot more insight and like clarity of mind when you come back to building what you're building online. So that's my little tidbit of the day. And if you got a gun, go shoot it.
Nice. I bet you slept
I'm loving
like you were inoculated.
Yeah. What's that, Andres?
I love this. You guys, what we're doing here, just giving, man, because it's like refreshing, because it's like speaking life into my life, right? It's this. I love it. I mean, I'm going on a retreat to help these college students in their walk with Christ, and right now I'm just gonna be helping in the kitchen. But this is I can do a retreat, and this is gonna be like not so good. Yeah. So you touched me, man. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you, Caleb. Thank you.
My pleasure. A little bit of housekeeping. Who's going to Funnel Hackling Live? September 21 to 24. Chuck, you going to be there? Need to be there, Chuck. Steve, Neil.
I want to be there. Got to get that two Com Club X award.
Yeah, I mean, you get to shake Russell's hand. So
Yeah,
I think you get a free ticket to go, Steve.
I wish. Oh, what, the 2 Com Club X you do?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you get that award, you get a free ticket.
see, 4 tickets, 3,600 bucks. Yeah. So, Mike, you're going live this time, right? None of this Zoom.
Nope, that was just for the experience, man. That we split that up, and this time I'm coming with.
Yeah. We're getting the crew together. We're going live. Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Roll deep.
Neil will be our chaperone. Keep us out of trouble.
Actually, I would love to go to that just to watch Steve and Brandon receive that award. So, Father willing.
Father willing. All right. So pencil it in the calendars. I don't know if you know my story, but my ticket last year was gifted to me. That's why I bought this hat. And I believe it changed the course of my life. And so if finances are a struggle, just put it out there and God will take care of the rest. So I wanted to go. I didn't think it was a possibility. And all of a sudden I got a random email with my ticket info. So if you want to go, let's just
all right, I'm going. In that case, I'm going.
just say you're going,
going.
and let God take care of the rest.
Yeah,
all right.
Okay.
That's right. That's
Put it on the
right.
calendar and just believe. Because the event honestly is a giant webinar. It is a giant $25,000 webinar pitch, but the being here's the most valuable takeaway I had from funnel hacking. Like, you can watch the videos and stuff like that. And like, it's not about the content you're going to receive there. It's about the environment that really reinforces what we're doing is valuable. Does that make sense? Like, we're trying to build our businesses online. That's what we're all trying to do in one way or another. Okay. And we're using funnels as a vehicle to do that. And being at Funnel Hacking Live is this environment that says this is possible, right? And so it's like this giant shot of adrenaline, epinephrine, right to the vein, to your focus, to your excitement, to your commitment to making this thing work. And so, so that alone is priceless. So
Right.
anyway, that
May I
being
say to encourage you guys, the Messiah said this. He said, when you pray, believe that you have received, past tense. What do you say when you receive something?
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank
So-
you. Heaven.
Exactly. Thank you, Father, for sending us all to Funnel Hacking Live in September.
Yeah.
Amen.
Wow.
Let's go.
There you go. All right.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
So let me share with you some cool stuff that I've been doing this last week in the digital realm that you guys can apply today. Okay.
Wait, before we jump into that, Caleb, I know you didn't get to catch the no NFT thing last night. I got a chance to listen to Russell last night, and so if you went to Funnel Hacking Live last year or any year that you went to, you can actually get an NFT for that year, which will unlock all the goodies, all the recordings for that year, and you can actually sell that NFT if you wanted to, and then pass along the recordings to somebody else. So I'm sure you can get the links somewhere. I have the links for last year, so I shared that in the WhatsApp group. And then also, the bribe that he gave last night was if you buy the ticket within 48 hours of last night, you get some Dan Kennedy unreleased stuff that, of course, he has the vault. He has access to all the Dan Kennedy stuff. So if you guys get the tickets, you get that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm looking at my bank account going like, yeah, I got to do it. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, here's my backstory, right? I like to talk in terms of the backstory, the journey, the wall, the epiphany. The backstory, the wall, the epiphany, the journey, and then the result. Okay. That is the structure of the Epiphany Bridge story as taught by Russell in Expert Secrets. And that story structure is important because when you tell a story in that format, people can like go back in time with you and they can experience what you experience. They can feel what you feel. And then when you tell them like the new opportunity that is come as a result of that journey, they're bought in. Does that make sense? Right. And so you repeat that framework 4 times in a perfect webinar to actually give a pitch at the end. Right. Good morning, Mr. Vanderford. Good to see you this morning. Yeah. And so the idea is you don't come out. So when you find something cool, right, and you want to share it with people and you're like, oh, look at this cool thing, but it's not in context why it's cool, how it's been helpful for you. People are like, okay. Like I was when I found out about funnels. I was trying to tell my wife, like, sales funnels, and it's like this 2-page website, and it's just like, blah! And she's like, okay, it's a website, right? I mean, is it 1999? Is the internet new? Like, why do you care about these things? And so the Epiphany Bridge story enables you to tell a story that holds your prospect or client by the hand and takes them back through time, through your journey, and to where you discovered this thing that you're sharing with them, which ultimately you're trying to sell them. Okay. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I'm trying to sell you a concept in a sense, so you're motivated to go try it for yourself. Does that make sense? Okay.
That's
All right.
full
So full transparency. Okay. So, I'm not gonna lie. I struggle with anxiety at times, as we all do, right? Get up in the head and thinking about stuff. And I'm full time with FunnelFlow, so I'm all in, right? And I'm trying to grow this thing. And I've been so focused on client work, I have not really had a external sales pipeline outside of word of mouth, which is blasphemy considering I'm a marketer, right? And so, I was kind of feeling a little bit of anxiety. I've been working on ads with Natish, and we're figuring things out, right? And but I hadn't seen any results yet, and I was just feeling like a little frustrated, right? Have we all been there? Like we're trying something and just like nothing's happening. And so since this is a very spiritual theme meeting, sometimes you have to throw your nets on the other side of the boat, right? You're messing with the fishing line on this side, and there's a whole pool of fish behind you that just are waiting to get scooped up. And so I'm just feeling kind of frustrated. I'm sitting in my room, and I'm like, you know what? Instead of sitting here feeling sorry for myself that things aren't like going super smoothly at the moment, like, why don't I just do something about it? Why don't I quit complaining, and why don't I take action? So that was kind of like the thought. And the epiphany I had was, well, I'm sorry. So I opened up my Facebook ads manager, and I'm going to show you exactly here in a minute. And I just click create new campaign. And I was just kind of looking through stuff because there's different objectives you could have with a Facebook campaign. And one of the objectives is get messages. And if you've ever run Facebook ads before, you know that the whole integration and tracking, getting it connected to your funnel can kind of be a pain in the butt, right? That's why there's a whole multi-billion-dollar industry of people who run Facebook ads for people, all right? And a lot of it has to do with the integration and tracking and the technical aspect of it, okay? But when you run ads with the conversion goal that stays on the Facebook platform, like you don't have to worry about that because Facebook, it's all in-house. So, all the tracking conversion is done. Does that make sense, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like idiot proof, right? Which is perfect for me. Okay. Because I've had issues figuring out conversion and tracking and Facebook ads. And that's a lot of what I was getting frustrated about. I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just try something different? So I made a campaign that says get messages. I made a little ad, which I'm going to show you. And literally the next day I started getting people messaging me. And then it was like just a native texting conversation, like some random person's texting me, and then texting them a few things. And then before you know it, I booked 3 sales calls.
Nice.
So I had 2 of those calls yesterday. One no-showed, and he still says he wants to reschedule. So we'll see. But it's and I've spent $53 on ads. Oh, and it was like so cool that it was nearly instant that I set up a campaign for Scott, and he's had like 10 messaging. Scott's traveling this week. He's had like his phone's been blown up all day. He's like, I can't look away from the phone because I'm gonna miss a message. I'm getting so many messages. So it's pretty cool for a lot of reasons. Oh, and the first guy I talked with, now I haven't seen the money in the bank yet, but I pretty much, assuming he pays, 1 call closed him at $450 a month. So using a perfect webinar framework that I took him through. So there's a lot of stuff to unpack there, but here's the main takeaway. Like, it's sometimes just taking massive action and just using something that's like right there in front of you to get results it can be pretty awesome. So do you want to see into my Facebook ads account and we'll take a look at it?
Yes.
So let's go.
Yes.
I dropped really quickly too. Well, before you get there, I just dropped this in the chat. You just hit on something huge, and that is when you're putting on an ad, you're looking to shift where they're at to where you want them to bring them, and simply putting it in a context to how you can make their day better now, right? Today, this moment. I think that you just hit something heavy. So I've just put some notes in there in the
Awesome.
chat.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Can someone drop that in the WhatsApp? So, because the Zoom chat disappears when we're done.
I can do that.
Cool. Thank you. All right. My WhatsApp is not loading. Okay. So notice how I asked if it's okay if I show you my Facebook's ad account. Notice how I said that a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's also a transition point to sell. So if you're giving a pitch to somebody, you say, hey, can I share with you an offer that I created to help you accomplish this thing we were talking about? Right. And they're like, yeah, sure. And that's what I did yesterday. So I shared with him a whole slide deck on the power of funnels. I can show that to you guys if you want. But I showed him that slide deck. And then I was, it can be a little awkward when you're going to ask for money. Right. And I said, any questions about that? Does that excite you? He's like, oh, that's awesome. That sounds great. Great case studies. And I said, well, would it be okay if I shared with you an offer that I've created to help you get started with funnels and lead generation? And there's no pressure. There's no obligation. Most people say no. And I'm just like giving him, you want to like take people's defenses away, right? The default stance is, I don't want to be sold, right? No. Okay. But you'll notice what Russell does is he always asks for permission to sell. And he always gets, he is involving you in the process. Even if you are one of 5,000 people in the room, he's still saying, hey, can I share with you something that I created? Like, well, yeah, you can show me, Russell. You're fine. Okay. So can I share with you, my Facebook ads account?
Oh, please, Caleb, please share with us.
There you go. Okay. All right.
Oh, you were looking for begging.
No, I was not. Okay. Okay. So recent ads. Let me open up. Okay. All right. So active budget, $20 a day. So we've had 1,500 unique views, 1,800 impressions, $5.90 per conversation. All right. Not bad.
Caleb, what's the difference between what's an impression? What's that mean?
So impression just means that someone scrolled by my ad. So yeah, so there's been like this ad.
You had an opportunity, but they passed it by. That's what we're talking about. An impression.
Yeah. The ad showed up in someone's feed 1,500 times. 1,374 of those were unique individuals. So some people saw the ad more than once, essentially.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah. And then, like I said, with Facebook, all the tracking. So the biggest thing with ads is you want it to be trackable and measurable. You can spend your whole life savings, your grandma's life savings, your wife's retirement account. You can blow it all on advertising and really have no idea what worked and what didn't, right? Think like bus advertising or a park bench or something like that, like the Super Bowl, right? You can just money. Advertising is this black hole. Is this money black hole? But with direct response marketing, we want to be able to track and measure everything. So when you get your Facebook ads account or YouTube ads, or like, it doesn't matter what platform, it's the same principle. You want to be able to track results. Okay. And kind of what I was sharing with you earlier is I've had some issues on my ad account in the tracking side, right? There's Facebook's, maybe it's user error, maybe it's Facebook, maybe a little bit of both. There's a lot of things that can go wrong that mess up tracking. And I was frustrated with that because I want to scale our ads because we have a good offer now. And so, but what is so cool about this campaign is about this type of campaign, you don't have to worry about any of that because it's all on Facebook's platform. So everything is integrated, right?
Yeah.
So you can track and measure what's working really quickly. Anyway, okay. So a little bit of ad platform one-on-one if you're not familiar with ad platforms. So it's broken down into 3 different parts. You have campaigns, you have ad sets, and then you have ads. Okay. Now, campaigns are, think of it as like objective. What's your goal? What is your overall goal with this, with these ads? Okay. And so, think of campaign like a military campaign. The military campaign would be to invade another country smaller than you. Okay. That is the goal. And then, all right. So for this campaign, it's FunnelFlow marketing, messaging, message replies. The goal is we want people to message us, right? So we're going to go into ad sets. Ad sets are targeting, like where is the location of this military campaign? What audiences, what interests are going to be seeing this campaign? All right. So you can have a campaign with a goal, and then you can have different ad sets or different audiences who are seeing that you can have different targeting to. Does that make sense? All right. And so for this, my targeting is extremely broad, and I'll tell you why. Facebook is extremely smart in a creepy way on knowing your likes and your interests and everything. Like they've been scraping our data for almost the last 15 years. Okay, so they've compiled all that and they've stratified all the data, and they're able to know who likes what, right? And I know with the whole iOS 14 changes, like people are opting out of tracking and stuff. Yeah. Facebook still has a ton of freaking information, right, to decide who they show ads to. And also anyway, I don't want to go too deep into that, but so ad sets, basically who you're showing it to. So the way I set up campaigns, or the way I learned to do it, is so how you name these things can help make things easier in the taxonomy, or the naming structure can help make things easier for you in the future. So campaign, I say the goal, right? So FunnelFlow marketing, message replies, right? So I want replies to FunnelFlow, right? Ad sets, I put the audience I'm talking to as for the naming. So this is Australia, Canada, Great Britain, US, 30 plus. All right. That's the audience. And then this other audience, which I was testing, which was sucking money, but not really getting views, is USA 18 plus with entrepreneurship interest. Okay. So this can go kind of broad, or it can go more granular. Right. And then the third element of the campaign is the ad itself. This is the creative. Okay. And it's probably a better idea to, give this a better name, Caleb with sharks and lasers.
Yeah.
So the ad is the creative, right? That by creative, it's like, what are they actually seeing? What's coming through their feed? Right. And Brandon and Steve's claim to fame is by rapid testing massive variations of different creative. And the idea here is we don't know what's going to capture people's attention. So we just have to test. We have to deploy and test. Right. And Facebook will choose the losers. And as Brandon says, we kill the losers. Facebook will choose the winners and we kill the losers. Right. So if an ad set is not performing, like you'll see this USA 18 plus entrepreneurship. Now, it probably would have worked in time, but I really wanted just to put more ad spend as I'm with this test budget into my one audience. So I just killed it. right? Like you don't need to be too emotional about it. If an ad set is not getting the results you want, it's not getting enough impressions or reach or click through, then you just turn it off. Okay.
Well, Caleb, you actually have done really good on that one because your return on investment is coming. Like, when you close this deal, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Yeah. So one ad set was working for me, and like I said, I'm in a testing phase, so I'm okay with keeping keeping my spend focused, right? And then, like I said, you have your creative. Okay, so that's kind of like how a basic ad account is structured, and it's the same way with Google and other platforms. Like you have the campaign, which is the goal. You have the ad set, which is the audience or who you're showing that ad to, and then you have the ads, which are the different creatives. Which it's better to the more you have in there, the better. Because you have more data, you can see what your click-through rate is, and what a click-through rate is if that ad is shown 100 times in someone's feed, and 1% of the people who see it click it, that's a 1% click-through rate. Does that make sense, Neil?
Yep.
And so I don't know what the industry standard is, but what I've always known is about a 1% click-through rate on anything ad related. It's not too bad. All right. It's a good starting spot, right? What would you say on that, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
So if you notice that like your click-through rate sucks on an ad, or I don't want to get too granular right now. All right. So I just want to show you this.
Where's
really
the click-through rate on your where's the click-through rate here? I don't see it.
All right. So
Brandon says 1 to 3 on chat.
all right. So this has 1,588 impressions. Okay. And I've had 18 clicks, which is pretty good. All right. So what's the math on that? 1,588 divided by 18. I'm sorry, 18. 18 divided by 1,588. That's a 1% click-through rate. So I'm at target right there. That's a 0.11. Yeah. So about a 1% click-through rate. So could I do better than that? Probably. Testing, more creative. Okay. So I kept this broad because when I learned to build campaigns, and we're all learning, you want to keep your targeting broad, and you want to let Facebook do the looking for you. Okay. And you just want to fill the hopper with a lot of different creative that Facebook can essentially test out and see which one is getting the results. Because Facebook wants you to be hooked to advertising to their platform. So their algorithm, this elusive black box algorithm, is designed in such a way that will get you results. So if you fill the hopper, so to speak, with enough ammo, Facebook is going to cycle through that and find a winner. Does that make sense?
Yes. Sir. Yes.
Okay. So, so you don't need to like back in the original, earlier days of Facebook, I heard that you wanted to be you wanted to direct Facebook a lot more. Like, okay, only show that to these people who are interested in these things. Only show this ad to people who are interested in Martha Stewart. All right. But because the algorithm has gotten better, it's collected more data. You don't necessarily have to give Facebook too many parameters. You just kind of let it do its thing. But what you need to do is you need to fill up your creative hopper with different ads that it can show them. Okay.
Let me ask you a question, Caleb.
Yeah.
When, like you've done here, let's say the second step of narrowing down your demographics is to find out who did respond. What are their age ranges? What are their, all the other things that you're interested in? Would that be the next step?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. So what you do is you test some creative. Okay. So let's say we have broad targeting, basically anybody who could be a potential customer. We're not getting into the specifics. So I know a business owner, probably age 30 plus. I mean, obviously there's outliers, probably age 30 plus. I want them English speaking. If someone, right, super broad. All right. Now we're not talking about like a laser targeting, like they're interested in ClickFunnels or they have a broader target, like they're interested in entrepreneurship, right? But the idea is you test a whole bunch of creative broadly and you see which ones have the best click-through rate, like we just talked about. And then we know that this ad, people generally respond to this ad better. Okay. I felt pretty confident that the Sharks with Lasers one ad would people respond to for a lot of reasons, but for general campaigns, we don't necessarily know what people are going to respond to, right? So we test a whole bunch of creative, see which ones respond. Now we know, okay, ad C has a high click-through rate. This is exciting, right? We found something that hooks people. It's a hook, right? Now we take that ad, which has been proven to work in a sense, and then we test it to different audiences. Does that make sense? Because
Yes.
if we're testing a whole bunch, so if we test one ad, one creative against, a whole bunch of different audiences before we know which ad works, we don't know if it's the audience that's responding to it or if it's a good ad. Like there's too many variables, right? So with direct response marketing, it has to be measurable, it has to be trackable, it has to be adjustable. All right. So we need to know what to adjust, what lever to pull. So maybe there's a better way to do it. What I've learned from someone who's spending tens of thousands of dollars a day, you find the ad that works first, and then you test that against test different audiences. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So then the question is, well, what do you put in the ad? Well, let me show you. Okay. So ad set, create ad. So you pick your image, right? I picked the shark one, right? And then placements. If you do a square picture, like a 500 by 500 pixels picture, it'll pretty much fit in any placements. It can go on Instagram, Facebook can format it. So what I learned from Frank Kern is like this guy he teaches ads for a living, right? At a high level. Like he doesn't mess with like the placements. He just kind of we have a participant in the wings. Oh, Brandon's here. Exciting.
Yeah, he's been in the chat for a little while.
Oh, well, let me know. All right. He's our ads ninja. Right. So anyway, you don't have to worry about like placements and all that stuff. Just let it let Facebook put it wherever they want to put it. That's all I'm trying to say. Like let Facebook do its thing, right? We're trying to make, like, really the goal is to make an ad that we can deploy quickly and easily. All right. So what do you write for copy? All right. So there's a simple copywriting formula. I've said it before. Define, agitate, solve. Define the problem, agitate it, and then solve it with your call to action. Solve it with your solution. Hook, story, offer. That's another way to look at it. What's the hook? What's going to capture their attention? What's the story that's going to get them involved get them engaged? And then what's the offer? What do you actually want them to do? Okay. And the idea, what makes this broad targeting work, right? So maybe you're thinking, Caleb, all right, that's great. I'm showing my ad to, half of the English speaking world, but how do I get the people I want to respond to it? Okay. Well, that's where you use a concept that Dan Kennedy calls dog whistle copy. So a dog whistle is if you blow it, only the dogs can hear it, right? So you want to write copy in such a way that only the people who you want to respond to their ad would respond to it. Okay. And now, as soon as I said that, I wrote kind of a broad ad, but well, it's not so broad. So define. do you want more leads for your insert, any business type, industry, or niche? Okay. And I was kind of being tongue in cheek, right? My whole ad is a little tongue in cheek. It's a little, what? Who's this guy with the sharks? Right. Do you want more leads? Right. This is how I envision it. Do you want more leads for your insert, any business type, industry, or niche? A business without consistent streams of leads is on life support. So I'm agitating it. Like, if you don't have leads, you're dying. Hi, my name is Caleb, and I help coaches, consultants in, good grief. Did I tell you I wrote this ad really quickly?
And didn't proofread it?
Well,
I do all the time.
that's another
Grammarly.
cool thing. It's like this poorly written ad that was made hastily is producing results. So
Right.
if you're not advertising for your stuff, Jason Vanderberg, get off the bench and just do it. All right. Or let someone help you.
Sloppy, messy, and perfect action. Boom.
There you
right?
go. All right. Hi, my name is Caleb, and I help coaches, consultants,
Love
and
it.
service providers make their own lead magnet in as little as 2 hours. That has proven to acquire leads and generate new business. So if you would like me to help you make a lead generation funnel for only $7, simply message me the word funnel and I'll send you the details. That's it.
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Rather than saying help you, assist you is another way of saying that.
Where is that?
I don't know. You just repeated yourself.
I assist coaches.
Yeah, but you don't want to repeat the same phrase trying to get your message across. You want to use a different terminology.
Yeah, good call. Right. Okay. And I assist coaches, consultants, and service providers to make. Wait, never mind. Sorry. So if you like me to help you, and then call to action. All right. Now, because I'm trying to make it kind of low resistance. So, and then it shoot me a message. Right. So start conversations. And then you can have messaging templates, right? So greeting templates. And people are always interested in how much it costs, right? So I'm just like giving them that FAQs right there. And this isn't loading. Hold on. Oh, it just.
So what you're saying is that Facebook also offers an auto responder.
Well, you can program the autoresponder, is what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yep.
Yeah, essentially. What?
What does it say?
It looks like you are misusing this feature by going too fast. You've been temporarily blocked from using it.
The joys of live. Look at that. You're too
Yep.
fast, Caleb.
Dude, you broke it.
What did I do? No, don't take away my ad. No.
You were just getting started.
No, I know. Like, I'm already in Facebook jail and I didn't do anything.
You have to peel that baby.
What? What did I just say?
That's like the new toy I give my son. Just 10 minutes into it, he just broke it. Done. It's over.
All right, hey,
So-
Brandon's here to help. Brandon's here to
I tried to let him in.
get in here, Brandon. Accept it.
Come on.
Yeah. I don't. He's probably taking a shower. Anyway. That was weird. It was like so Facebook glitches. Boom.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, finally. Yeah, finally an ads expert. So the Facebook ads manager freezes and I try and reload it. And then it says, I'm misusing it and I've been blocked.
That was me. I actually messaged Sophia over at Facebook, told her to block you. I told her you were going way too fast.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Just kidding.
All right. Review in public.
But, so what's up, guys?
Hey.
I heard everything.
All right. Did I say anything wrong? All right, Mr. Facebook ads guy.
Come
No.
on.
I would not say wrong. Nope. I would say you're all on point for sure.
I quoted
so-
you several times, so I blame you if I was wrong.
No, yeah, you're solid for sure. I think all of that was good. Obviously, what's the issue we got right now? Everything froze up.
Well, yeah, it froze, and then I hit refresh, and then it's saying I was blocked from using something. I don't know. Hopefully, it's nothing.
But yeah, man, I think it's solid.
Well, let me share with you the results. So here's the cool thing. All right. So it was a messaging campaign. And it was a hook for people to message me about lead generation. Okay. So this guy, he's a magician coach. And we were chatting, and then he ghosted me. This chick ghosted me. This guy wanted to sell me something, but this one, I booked a call. All right. Brazilian jiu-jitsu owner in New Jersey. And maybe next week we can talk about how, like, what you talk about in these messages. But basically the idea is you build a little bit of rapport. Okay. But you don't want to get friend zoned, right? When you're in messaging conversations. So you're looking for a pain point. You look for a pain point, and then here's the transitional. Okay. Please let us know how we can help you. Can I learn more about your business, martial arts? Hi, Julio. I help small businesses generate leads with lead magnets. What are you doing to generate leads now? Facebook ads. How's it working? It's obviously not working because he's reaching out. What's your goal? Okay. What do they want? Right. If you know what they want, you can tailor your solution to delivering that to them. Okay. So I looked up his school. Right. Is this your school? They're not running ads. So obviously he's not running ads. Is this your school? Yes. Well, I looked at your page. Now, here's a transitional thing. Permission to sell. Well, I looked at your page and I have some suggestions to improve your ads, but it's a bit too much to type. Would you be opposed, Alex Hormozy phrase, would you be opposed to getting on a call today where I can share with you some tips to improve your results? How do you say no to that?
Can't say no to that. Impossible.
Would you be opposed?
Oh,
Well, I'm not opposed to it. So what time do you want to talk?
Do you
Well,
mind?
Okay, I'll talk. Right. So let's speak tomorrow. What's your fee? All right. I have packages that start at 100 per month and go up to 2,500 per month plus. So it depends on level, service, desired, and budget. So I answered, but I didn't say anything. All right. So you want to get them on the phone, right? So, but you have to bypass people's defenses. So you're asking them, what are they after? Like, we're all selling solutions. So helping, like, what are you struggling with? What's your goal? And then the call is not like, hey, do you want to get on a sales call? And I want to see if you're a good prospect where you'll buy something from me. No, it's, I have some expertise to share with you. It's a lot to type. Can we jump on a quick call? All right. And then what you do is on that call, you share them your presentation, your perfect webinar. And then once they are totally like bought into your framework, then you say, well, okay, that's the strategy. Would you like to hear how I might be able to help you implement that strategy? Would that be okay? Can I share that with you? Well, yes. Now you can sell to them, right? And their defenses are down because they've actually given you permission. Right. So we are out of time. That's a lot to take in.
Nice.
Will anyone be joining us on our workshop call in an hour?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we can actually build one of these ads today. So if you're interested in that, we can build one of these ads today and see results pretty quick. So anyway, Brandon, thanks for dropping by. What's your takeaway for today, Brandon?
Takeaway is that messenger ads should always be a part of your strategy. Low hanging fruit, great way to fill your pipeline, great way to start. It's like low barrier of entry. So I think that's a big one for sure.
Yeah. What's your takeaway, Mr. Jason? I saw you taking notes furiously.
It looks like it's pretty easy to manage, and you can just get in there and do it.
Yeah. So let's do it. Let's get in there and do it. All right. And now maybe you're thinking, oh, this isn't scalable. I don't have the time. Andrea says, do what's unscalable, right? So if we're trying to get our businesses to the next level, sometimes we have to do what's unscalable and we just have to do it, right? So let's just do it. Let's get some results, and then we can fine tune and tweak things and scale stuff. So anyway, we got time for one more takeaway. Who wants to drop it?
Dog
Where
whistle.
it's hot.
Yeah. What's that, Neil?
Dog whistle copy. I haven't
Yep.
got to that in Dan Kennedy's information yet, but I understand it. It's very good.
There you go. All right. All right. Appreciate you guys. If you want to jump on the 8:30 workshop call, you should have the invite. If you don't have it, please send me a message and I will invite you to it. And that is open to all Mastermind paid members. So if you're not a member yet, what are you doing, Brandon? Okay. Appreciate you guys.
Ben.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Caleb,